Good day everyone, I'm Brian Wally Balani, a freshman student of BS Criminology. In this video, I would like to discuss my development on Freudian perspective and Eriksonian perspective. So, my developmental process in Eriksonian perspective consists of 9 stages, which is the mistrust versus trust, autonomy versus shame and doubt, initiative versus guilt, and industry versus inferiority, identity versus role of confession, intimacy versus isolation, and generativity versus stagnation, and lastly, ego integrity versus despair. First of all, trust and mistrust. In this stage, as an infant, this starts my development sense of trust. Only if the parents and caregiver is responsive enough with their actions and being consistent in these basic needs being met as an infant. Basically, 12 to 8 months, and the main needs as an infant is the time, attention, and care, which must be met by comforting regularity. According to my mother, if my tita and tito carry me out, I usually cry till my mother gets me. The parental consistency and responsiveness is essential for the sense of trust developed for the infant. Furthermore, I'm thankful I grew up with a family who are able to give these basic needs as an infant. The overflowing love, care from my family is enough for me to develop a sense of trust. Autonomy versus shame and doubt. 2 to 3 years old is the stage where we begin to develop and build up self-control and self-confidence. The stage where I'm able to interact with another child, which is my cousin. This makes me witness many of the hallmarks of autonomy versus shame and doubt stage. The freedom given my parents to play with my cousins, but they still there on my sides, guiding us, watching us. According to my parents, I was able to independently learn and control myself on how to walk and crawl when I was 2 years old. Initiative versus guilt. This stage occurs during the ages of 3 to 5 years old, the stage of being assertive to take initiative to a certain situation, learning to accept my own guilt because there are things that I wasn't able to handle, such as preparing my lunchbox, still assisting me on answering and cleaning my own mess. However, I'm initiative to do things and I'm capable of, such as taking my meals all by myself and learning to take a bath at the younger age. Industry versus inferiority. And this stage, we're all students. Stage of being a student since children need to be productive and do things with their own. Stages of asking myself, what could I done to be a better version of myself? The stage of comparing myself to others as my parents recognize and appreciate others' achievements than mine. In this stage, I'm able to avoid the affection of my self-esteem. I always view myself as productive and well manageable, discovering things that I'm capable and responsibilities in my life. Identity versus role confession. The stages of adolescence, which we need to develop, to learn, and to identify our personal identity. Success leads to an ability to stay true to oneself, while failures leads to role confession and weak sense of itself. Making decisions in life that shouldn't regret in the end, such as choosing on what would be my course and what I want in life. I'm able to decide things with my own because at this stage I'm part of an adolescent, which I must handle things with my own without my decisions of my parents. Intimacy versus isolation. Yet I'm still a part of young adult. I'm still young, but soon in the future, this crucial period of life, I would be able to develop relationship with one another, learn how to resolve conflicts and form bonds. Eventually, I was able to find someone and found things that makes me happy and a person always there for me. This stage makes us understand other people that we could able to give and share to them without asking what will be the return. Generativity and stagnation. As I said, I'm still part of a young adult and I'm still young. But for me, in this stage, the generativity means our adults' ability to care for another person. This stage of being a parent or a stage of parenting. Stages of striving hard to create and nurture things that will outlast, such as parenting children and making and contributing positive change that could benefit other people. Being satisfied with what you have, giving the necessity of your family, and developing good relationship with your family is the best for me in this stage. This is the stage where we will experience, or I will experience, how my parents, how my child, or how I would discipline and sacrifice my own happiness for my children. The stagnation for me refers or to being disconnected or uninvolved in their community, such as being a useless parent or misguiding parents to my child. Developing stagnation results of being a failure, with being a failure as a parents and being a failure. Lastly, ego integrity versus the spirit. The age where each one of us, or even me, may find it necessary to reflect and analyze on what we have accumulated throughout life and decide what offspring will receive from us upon death. At this stage, I'm happy on what I've got. That is for me. Being happy to support and able to guide my children in their journey. The second perspective, which is the Freudian perspective, which composed of 5 stages of development, which are the oral, anal, phallic, latent, and genital. The first stage is the oral stage. The stage of developing our infant's main concerns are with oral gratification. This is the stage in our development that we directly bear on the infant's activities during the first 18 months of our life. As well as my mother on what the infant's activities I'm doing. And she said that I usually cry asking, sucking my tongue, and mostly sleeping. The anal stage. This stage lasts upon our age of 1 to 3 years old. I become dependent upon the way my parents approach 2020. This is the utilization praise and rewards which I was able to have 2020 with my parents. They have an appropriate time and encourage positive outcomes and help me to discipline myself on where to pee and poop. I've asked my parents if I could able to pee and poop in the toilet alone, and when I was 1 to 3 years old, definitely my mom said that I'm aware of where to pee and poop, but sometimes I poop and pee on my diapers usual. This is the stage where it helps a lot to be capable, be productive. The phallic stage. This stage lasts upon age of 3 to 7 years old. As we all know that phallic stage has 2 complex under on it, which is the Oedipus and Electron complex. In this stage, I'm able to learn and recognize the difference between what is male and female. And I'm aware of sexuality. Definitely, I'm aware that brief, cars, Spider-Man, and even boogie posters are for men, while panty, Barbie, pink colors are for girls. The latent stage. In this stage, our superego is continues to develop our needs, energize and surprise. The period of developing our own skills, values, our capabilities, and relationship with peers and adults outside of our family. My father and I started to amaze and idolize LeBron James. I started like sports basketball. As time goes by, I found out what I'm good at, which is playing basketball, and my father supported me because I'm a sporty kiddo where I'm able to play soccer, badminton, baseball, and frisbee. In this stage, I started to like someone, and either or her all of the time when we met in the school. I learned how to discipline myself when I'm communicating or interacting with someone older than me. At this stage, I'm able to learn that Sala is one of the most important things to do in our religion. This stage makes me understand the right things to do and what are the wrong things to be avoided. The genital stage, as a matter of fact for us boys, or for me, this is the stage where we begin to know what masturbation is, and this is the stage where puberty starts but lasts throughout the rest of a person's life. For me, this is the stage of adolescent tricks of all dependency and learn to deal maturely with the opposite sex. In this stage, I'm able to learn how to hurt someone's heart, starting on dating someone and hoping that she's the right person for me. Furthermore, this is the stage of development where the focus of mine was solely on my needs and interests in the welfare of others' groups.